Hey guys, Zach here, coming at you with another video. So recently, Luigi's Mansion 3 has been getting a lot of new attention because of the E3 Direct, and we've been learning a lot about the game. So today, I actually want to do a video talking about a couple things that I want next level games to change about Luigi's Mansion 3. Now, obviously, these are slight issues that I have with the game after playing it, after, watching the trailers, after watching the treehouse, and I just want to bring this up. Now, also keep in mind that, obviously, next level games could change any of these things. These are not final things about the game, but these are just issues that I've noticed with Luigi's Mansion 3 that I really hope that they address to make this game as amazing as it could be. So without any further ado, guys, let's get started.
ZakPak, he's always there for you. ZakPak, only on YouTube. ZakPak, what will he do next? ZakPak, let's find out, 'cause it's on with the show.
The first thing that I've noticed, and that actually most people have noticed, is how bright the game is in certain areas. There are actually certain rooms in the trailers and in the treehouse and in the demos that actually have really good lighting, that are genuinely dark when the ghosts are in, and once you clear it, are genuinely light. But you can't, it's so inconsistent in parts of the trailer. So many people have told me, oh, if you don't like the brightness of the game, just turn the brightness down. The problem with that is that some of the rooms are already pretty dark, so, turning down the brightness anymore would make it too dark. And then obviously, you'd have to switch it every now and again to, deal with the inconsistencies of the lighting in each room. So I think what next level games should do is they should really implement a system that's very close to the original Luigi's Mansion. Make each room dark when you enter it. Just dark. Just make it dark. And then, when you capture all the ghosts in that room, make it bright. I don't get, because it seems like they want to make the rooms bright at first, and then the ghosts appear and make it dark, and then you capture them, and then it gets slightly better. I don't get their method of it, of, bright lightening up the rooms and all that. And, I just think they should just darken them when the ghosts are in them. Just have them dark automatically. I don't get why the room... And even when the ghosts are there, it's not that dark when they quote-unquote darken up the room. I don't get why it's so bright. The whole point of the original game is that ghosts hide in the darkness, so the fact that ghosts don't hide in the darkness here is relatively baffling to me. The second point I want to make is that, I was watching the treehouse, right? The treehouse with the Morty section, the section where they went and defeated Morty, the portrait ghost. And, I love Morty as a portrait ghost, don't get me wrong, he's great, he has a lot of personality, but I think that his section, all the events leading up to you getting his megaphone and the boss battle, I actually thought they didn't feel like Luigi's Mansion. It felt like Luigi's Mansion Dark Moon, where each room didn't really serve a purpose besides you walking in there and, just leaving. Each room you had to walk in and activate a screen, and then you had to put Luigi on a movie set, whatever. But I think in only one of the rooms, one of the 4 rooms that you went into, only one of them you captured ghosts, which to me is baffling because the whole point of Luigi's Mansion is capturing ghosts and clearing rooms. So I really hope that they fine-tune that and make it feel more like Luigi's Mansion, like how it should be. I don't get why Luigi's going onto these movie sets and all that. There seems to be no point in it. I just think they should have it so that Luigi goes into each room, defeats the ghost in each room, and then gets a key, and then eventually you fight maybe a little bit of a stronger ghost, and then that's when you get the megaphone and you give it back to Morty. I don't get why you're going into each of these rooms, you're activating a screen portal, and I don't get why all of that is a thing. It just doesn't feel like Luigi's Mansion. Speaking of the portrait ghosts, or human ghosts, whatever you want to call them, I'm going to talk about the King Ghost for a second, because I genuinely liked the King Ghost. I like his design, I like his boss battle, and this could just be because of the demo I played, but there wasn't much personality from him. He didn't have any voice lines, he didn't have any of that. You didn't really feel like he was an actual character. You felt more like he was a human ghost and he was kind of there. One thing with the portrait ghost in the original game is that each of them had a little backstory, a little bio and all that, so I think that if they want to make these portrait ghosts really stand out, they have to make sure to give them each their own identity. Morty got that treatment. I'll give them credit for Morty, because Morty got his own identity. He got his own lines, he got everything. But the Night portrait ghost, or was it King McFright, I think his name is, he didn't really get that personality. He didn't get those lines, and like I said, that could be because of the demo that they showed off, but I really hope that in the final game, every single human ghost gets personality and gets some sort of background. I really hope that they really improve that when it comes to the portrait ghosts. Another thing that might just be because of the demos that we played, because they're not finished with the development yet, but in each room in the demo that I played, and even the demo that the people in Treehouse played, it seemed like most of the ghosts you fought were just the blue ghosts. I'm talking about common ghosts here. Most of the ghosts you fought were just the common blue ghosts. And I said I like the design of the blue ghosts, which I do. They are fine. You know, they're good. But they just don't have, like, it's just, you need more of a variety in the common ghosts in each room. That's the thing that made the original so great, is that in each room you had a different combination of the common ghosts, which made strategizing really important. Especially when you had the grabby ghosts and the garbage can ghosts, and even the blue twirlers. Each of them had a different attack pattern, so it made strategizing in each room that you went into important. So the fact that they don't really have that in this game, at least so it seems, yet it's kind of, you know, just seems like fighting all the blue ghosts, and I really don't want that. I want, you know, every single ghost to have equal representation. You know, the red ghosts, the gold ghosts, you know, every single one. I hope they have decent representation in the game. And, you know, if they don't, it'll be relatively unfortunate because it would make fighting the blue common ghosts pretty stale after a while. I really want just more variety in the common ghosts. And because of how long this game is, they kind of screwed themselves there because, you know, if it's just going to be like the blue ghost for a long time, it's really going to get stale. So they need a decent variety of common ghosts. And I know they already have a few. They have those skinny gold ones that are like the hiders. They have the big red ones. They have the purple ones. But they need to use them more. And I think they need more common ghosts, honestly. Luigi's Mansion 1 had at least, like, I don't even know how many different kinds of common ghosts. But definitely more than what's offered here. So I think they do need more of a variety in the common ghosts, and they need to use them more often in the main mansion mode, because the only time I ever saw them fighting anything other than the blue ghosts was in the Scarescraper mode. So they really need to offer more variety. And even in the Scarescraper mode, you only had, like, you know, one room that was devoted to the gold ghost and one room that was devoted to the blue ghost. Why not the blue ghost and the gold ghost together? You know, so I think they need to offer more variety in the ghosts when it comes to the gameplay and fighting them and all that. And the last thing I want to talk about here is a bit of a nitpicky thing. I'll completely admit that. But something I really want to note is I think that the ghosts, their voices, they're pitched a little too high. They don't seem eerie. They don't, you know, they just seem like, whoa, you know, like really kind of goofy. I think if they lowered the pitch of their voice, it would seem a little more menacing. And, you know, I know it's just a nitpicky thing to talk about the pitch of the ghosts' voices, but I think it's one of those things that could really lend into a creepier atmosphere. And, you know, like the dark lighting, you know, it's kind of doing that in some spots, but I think the ghost having a deeper voice tone would really lend itself to a great atmosphere. And honestly, I know they're not going to change the pitch of the ghost voices, but I think it'd be one of those things that could work out really, really well in their favor to add a little bit of creepiness to the game. Oh, one last bonus little thing I completely forgot when I was writing this video out. But something else I would really, really want to change is the control scheme. The controls of this game are very, very wonky. In terms of, it has Dark Moon controls, where it feels like it originally had one thumbstick in mind, where you can't use the second one to control where you're aiming your strobe bulb. Now, I heard that if you hold the right bumper button that you can, but I don't know, I think they want to explain that a little bit more, because in the tutorial that I played, they only told me that A is to use the strobe bulb, and I did not know that you could use the right bumper for the strobe bulb. So the game should definitely explain its controls a little bit more, and, you know, just fix them in general. I really hope that this game controls really well by the end of it, and yeah, that's the last little bonus thing that I'm going to add in there. So there you have it, guys. Those are 5 little changes I would make to Next Level Games Luigi's Mansion 3. Now, you know, I'm emailing this video to Next Level Games so that they see it, and, you know, I just really hope that they make the changes that the game needs to be literally the perfect sequel to the original Luigi's Mansion, because at this point, I'm really trying to see this as a sequel to the original Luigi's Mansion and not Luigi's Mansion 2. But let me know what you guys think down in the comments down below. Do you guys agree with what I have to say? I know this is kind of like a rinse repeat of what I said before, but I want to make this video for Next Level Games so that I could show them, and so that maybe they could see it from most fans' point of view. And most fans, typically, from what I've seen on YouTube, have agreed with the points that I've made. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. I got my Discord, Patreon, Twitter, Instagram, all in the description down below, guys. And until next time, I'll see you in the next video.